Last week, we got our first show of the season out of the way, which happened to be our 100th episode. Now we're going to bring you week 2 of high school sports. Before tonight, your team had a perfect record or was winless. The question is, did that all change tonight? We will have the scores of tonight's high school football action coming up in just a few minutes. Plus, on tonight's show, we'll head out to a small cross-country meet and a very large one. Plus, we'll see if the Pratt Greenbacks win back-to-back championships at the Skyline Volleyball Tournament. All this and much more coming up on this week's The Scoreboard Show.
Presentation of Scoreboard Show. Smoky Hills Public Television is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from
Rural Telephone and Nextech, providing the region with telephone, internet, cable television, and wireless phone solutions. Rural Telephone and Nextech proudly support public broadcasting and all ventures dedicated to improving Kansas communities.
Dove Chevrolet Buick Cadillac, providing sales, service, and genuine GM parts to the Golden Belt since 1957. Located at 4217 West 10th, right next to Brahms in Great Bend. Come see us.
Welcome to week 2 of the Scoreboard Show. I'm Troy Waymaster. This week we head out to the McPherson Soccer Tournament and then head to Southwest Kansas for a golf tournament. Before we jump into all the action from this week, let's take a look at some of the scores from around the area of tonight's high school football action. That is not all the scores from tonight, and we'll have more coming up later in the show. Plus, they're available on our website, scoreboardshow.tv. If you do not see your score at either place, please give us a call with it at 1-800-337-4788, extension 141. Now let's get the highlights rolling with a cross-country meet from this past Saturday. The first cross-country meet we are taking you to this week was a small meet in Hoisington. As the runners took to the starting line, the JV race was up first, and you can see the highlights of the JV race on our website. In varsity action, the girls were up first. Pratt's Taylor Ramine had the lead at the beginning of the race, and at the end of the race, she was still in the lead, coming in at 16:08. This was more than a minute quicker than the second place as Maxville's Lisa Pinner came in at 17:13. Another Pratt runner came in third as Ruth Anthony crossed the finish line. The host team's Kylie Kester won fourth place. 10 seconds behind her was Anna Penner of Maxville at 18:24. Other runners in the girls' race were from Otis Bison and Fairfield. In the boys' race, we will add runners from Russell and St. John to the mix. With a controlling lead for the majority of the race, it was Maxville's Henry Pinner leading the way. He even had time to pose for the camera. But I guess it did not matter where they were in the race, as several did the same thing along the path. Back to the race portion of the meet. Pinner came in crossing the line at the same pace he had when he started the race. After a minute and 23 had passed, Pratt's Brennan Preble came in second. He was followed by a couple of Russell runners as Tucker Kaufman and Nathan Barney crossed the finish line. Then in fifth place, it was Joseph Loomis of Pratt. In the team scores, it was Maxville in second and Pratt taking first in both the boys and girls races. Heston Golf Park was the site for one of the biggest cross-country meets in the state of Kansas. The 35th annual Heston High School Swather Special brings in teams from all across the area. 8 races were run featuring 46 teams and over 850 runners, freshmen to senior. Runners were split at the finish into 4, 5, 6A or 3, 2, 1A standings. In the girls' races, 3, 2, 1A Douglas took home the team title, followed by Ellenwood, southeast of Saline, and Barron Academy. Salina Sacred Heart took 5th, and Bennington was 6th. Lincoln was 9th. The senior girls were led by Lincoln's Jenna Ferris with a time of 14:59. The 4, 5, 6A girls runners were led by the team from Bishop Carroll, who took first place. May South was 2nd, Garden City finished in 3rd, and Hayes took 8th, and Salina South was 10th. In the junior class race, Alex Smith of Garden City took first with a time of 15:29. Now for the boys' races. Ellenwood brought home the title trophy in 3, 2, 1A. Salina Sacred Heart was next in 2nd place. Southeast of Saline took 3rd. Hutch Trinity was 4th, and Bennington took 5th. In the junior class race, Ellenwood had the top 2 finishers. Pedro Montoya with a time of 16:16, and teammate Kyle Oglesby was next at 17:37. Bishop Carroll was first in 4, 5, 6A. Cape and Mount Carmel took 2nd. Liberal finished in 3rd place. Derby 4th, followed by Hayes taking 5th, and Garden City took 6th. Senior Corey Donnelly of Salina Sacred Heart had the best time of 15:55 for first place among all classes. Derek Dries of Hayes finished in 3rd place with a time of 17:16. In volleyball action this week, we head out to Skyline High School outside of Pratt. Skyline hosted 7 other teams, including city rival and 2011 Skyline Tournament champion Pratt High. Coming out of pool play, it was host team Skyline, Pratt, St. John, and Pretty Prairie. First up, it was Pretty Prairie taking on St. John. Pretty Prairie came out strong against St. John, and St. John would not let the strong start get to them as they gained a controlling lead. Pretty Prairie would get a second win, but it would not be enough, and St. John gets the win in Game 1, 25-10. Game 2, St. John would control the contest and double up on Pretty Prairie all the way to a 25-12 victory. They would play the winner of the Skyline Pratt matchup. These two teams seemed evenly matched, but at the 15-point mark of Game 1, Pratt found their groove, which carried them to a 25-17 win. In Game 2, Pratt controlled the tempo. However, Skyline put up a hard fight in the beginning, but it would not last long. Pratt went to get the win 25-17 to face St. John in the championship match and to defend their 2011 championship. Before we get to the championship match, let's take a look at the consolation game as Skyline takes on Pretty Prairie. Game 1, it was Skyline dominating the contest to a 25-14 victory. Game 2 was a tough-fought contest, though. If Skyline were going to get the win, they would have to come from behind as Pretty Prairie gained a nice lead. But that is exactly what they did as they got the win 25-22 for 3rd place. Now for the championship match, St. John and Pratt. These two teams are no strangers when it comes to the championship match at this tournament. Both teams seem pretty closely matched. St. John came out and gained momentum, but Pratt would not give up. The end of Game 1, it was St. John coming out on top, 25-20. In Game 2, Pratt came out strong and determined. They got the lead early. It was a lead that they never would lose as they pushed St. John to the 3rd and deciding game as they got the win 25-22. Game 3 saw St. John jump out to a 6-0 lead, and this would only be a small portion as they took Pratt to school in Game 3 with 25-8 win. St. John wins the Skyline T-Birds volleyball tournament. Volleyball action continues in Phillipsburg, where the Lady Panthers hosted a quadrangular event on Tuesday. The Osborne Bulldogs showed up ready to play. as did the Stockton Tigers and Norton Community Blue Jays. The host team, Phillipsburg, had a good night, beating Norton 25-21 and 25-18. They also beat Osborne 25-20 and 25-17. Stockton, though, cracked the home team streak, beating Phillipsburg 25-20 and 25-17. Some of these teams are really starting to find their feet, but the season is still young. Soccer action this week takes us to the 8th annual McPherson Soccer Invitational. First game up was May South taking on TMP. It was tied up 1-1 until 47 seconds left in the first half when Carlos Duenas from 50 yards out gets his kick, which finds the back of the net. What a shot! TMP goes into halftime up by 1. In the second half, May South works it downfield, attempts to pass it across the field. TMP gets it, dishes it off to the goalie. Oh no, it's its own goal. It is now tied up 2-2. TMP gets a free kick header by Lane Fisher, and now TMP is up 3-2 with 16:55 to play in the contest. With only a few seconds on the clock, TMP secures their win as Rodney Dues puts another one in for safe measures. TMP gets the win 4-2 and had to face the winner of Hayes High versus Independence contest this past Thursday. Well, as I've said that, Jordan Winholtz takes it downfield and in for the goal less than 3 minutes into the contest. And minute 13 later, Lane Clark passes it off to Winholtz, and Hayes High gets the score 2-0.
Number 4, Lane Clark.
Now it was Kellen Griffin's turn as he knocks it in for another goal. In the first half, Winholtz scores 2 more times, then Shaw Herman gets on the action, and then Griffin knocks 1 more in before halftime. Which if
goal by number 12.
It is now 6-0. Second half, Independence comes out and gets on the board early in an attempt to make a comeback. However, that was short-lived as Hayes High continued to dominate the contest, where they would get 5 more points and bring an end to the game 11-1. In the top half of the bracket, it was Salina South who took on Wichita Independent. South's Trenton Keller downfield kicks it into the middle, and Jose Escobedo knocks it in, and Salina South is up with 38:03 left in the first half. Now from one end of the field to the other, with a little help from Ben Strickfaden, and Wichita gets on the board. Michael Cade kicks one in from 60 yards out to gain the lead for Wichita Independent. However, Salina South looked to tie it up before the half as it works free and knocks it in for the goal. The second half, though, it was all Salina South as Jose Escobedo kicks it high right and into the goal 3-2. Juan Diaz thinks he could try the opposite corner of the goal, and it pays off. That would be the last score of the contest, and Salina South gets the win 4-2. It was finally McPherson's turn as they took on Augusta. This contest was very one-sided as McPherson would have 17 shots on goal as to Augusta's 3. The number of goals saved for the contest was Augusta goalie Jacob Lowry with 7 and McPherson with none. Not having any saves would not be an issue with McPherson, would score 4 goals in the first half, come back in the second half and score 6 more goals to end the contest early. While you take a look at the McPherson goals, let me tell you how the semifinals played out on Thursday. In the consolation bracket, it was May South taking on Independence. May South defeated them 8-0. The other consolation bracket game, it was Augusta versus Wichita Independent. Augusta got the win 2-0. So Wichita Independent will play Independence on Saturday at 8 a.m. for 7th place. The Augusta May South contest we played at 10 a.m. for 5th place. On the championship side, Hayes High defeated TNP 4-0, with all 4 scores coming in during the second half. The other game from Thursday on the champion side was McPherson versus Salina South. It was a close contest the first half, but then McPherson ran away with it in the second half, with McPherson getting the win 7-0. So playing for 3rd place on Saturday at 12 p.m., it will be Salina South and TMP, which leaves a rematch from last week in the championship game as McPherson takes on Hayes High at 2 p.m. We will have highlights from the finals next week on the show. The Scoreboard crew traveled to Great Bend for the Lady Panthers round-robin tennis invitational tournament held at the courts at Veterans Memorial Park. With the temperature and humidity high, the players had to push themselves to win their matches. In #1 singles action, Great Bend sophomore Morgan Francis went undefeated on the day and took 1st place. Dodge City's Kelly Brower finished in 2nd place. Jesse Johnson of Larned took 3rd. Hayes High's Shelby Dinkle was 4th. #1 doubles featured the Lady Panthers junior duo Brianna Schartz and Jamie McVeigh, who went 3-0 for 1st place. They defeated previously unbeaten Bailey Schartz and Alex Lassard of Larned in the championship match. Hayes High Lady Indians Megan Bird and Janae Gagnon finished in 3rd. And fourth place went to Meade's Hope Haschenberger and Christy Flowers. Overall team standings had Great Bend taking first with 44 points. Larned finished in second with 36. Hayes was third with 32, and there was a tie for fourth between Dodge City and Sterling, followed by Meade and the Lady Panther Junior Varsity. For golf action this week, we head out to the Mariah Hills in Dodge City. The girls were playing 18 holes in this meet with the course par set at 73. The top 10 would medal at the meet, so let's start with the 10th place medalist. Lauren Kopp of Mays shot a 91 to round out her day. Her team, Maddie Shear, took the 9th place medal with her score of 88. Then it was Hoisington golfer who was coming off of last week's first place victory as Ashton Nicholson took 8th with an 87. 7th place went to Goddard golfer as Shelby Hooper shot an 87. 6th place went to Lizzie Hurley of Mays as she rounded out her 18 with an 86. Her teammate Ashley Reiswig shot an 85 for 5th place. 4th went to Garden City's Abby Shaddix, who shot an 83 on the day. 3rd place went to another Mays golfer as Taylon Entrekin broke the 80 barrier with a 78. 2nd went to Garden City as Abby Campbell shot an 78 also. 1st place went to the golfer who took 3rd at state last year as Karen Torgensen of Bueller won the tournament with a score of 74, only 1 stroke over par. In team action, it was Bueller in 3rd with a 357, Garden City in 2nd at 352, and 1st went to Mays with a 337. Now we just have the football action from tonight. And Casey has the night off, so I'll be back with the highlights from tonight right after this short break.
Presentation of Scoreboard Show on Smoky Hills Public Television is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from
Cardinal T-shirts, providing direct-to-garment printing with no design or setup fees. No minimums required. Also offering embroidery services for hats, shirts, and jackets. Cardinal T-shirts, located at 821 North Main Street, Hoisington, inside Cardinal Pharmacy.
Exhibit Customs does cars and trucks, wheels, tires, truck accessories, audio, video, subs and amps. It's not just the products they offer, it's the service behind the products. Get it tough, get it loud, get it mean, get it downright bad. Exhibit Customs, you're an individual, prove it.
It is week 2 of our 10th season, and now it is time for the football highlights for tonight's show. Our cameras have been around central and western Kansas this evening, getting those highlights just for you. We'll have those football highlights right after this. Don't go away.
Football action on Scoreboard Show is brought to you in part by Simpson Farm Enterprises of Ransom, Hayes, Great Bend, and Beloit, your local spray coop and Apache dealer.
And the first game we're going to go to is Smith Center Beloit. Beloit with the ball, hands it off up the middle into the end zone, and it is good. The fans cheering for Beloit. Smith Center handing it off to number 12, Cody Molzon, who is quickly brought down by Beloit. Beloit with the ball as quarterback Vetter runs downfield, still going down there until he is finally pushed out of bounds. Beloit again, this time looking to pass as Vetter launches a long pass, and it is caught by Oscar Budke, and he is finally brought down by the Redmond defense. Beloit again as Vetter runs down the sideline, and he goes all the way for a touchdown. Final score, Beloit 54, Smith Center 0. Now we're going to the Southern Cloud and St. John Tipton. Quarterback Trey Dubbert takes the snap, pulls back, goes around to the other side, launches a long bomb downfield, and it is caught by Luke Eilert for the touchdown. Dubbert hands the ball for some yards up the middle. Dubbert again ready to pass, looking, launches it, and again caught by Eilert for another Blue Jay touchdown. Blue Jays with the ball, hands off to number 11, Eric Perez, and he runs zigzagging downfield until he is finally brought down right in front of our cameras. Dubbert pitches, and it is another long bomb. And yes, caught again by Eilert for another Blue Jay touchdown. And here we see some future Cardinals cheering for El Saline. In this play, we see El Saline player number 15, Caleb Whitehair, takes the ball and runs alongside. And now he is free, and he takes this all the way back to the end zone for an El Saline touchdown. What a great run. Whitewater Remington punting the ball in the air. It is caught, no, just touched. Remington's number 34, Kyle Reiger, is right there to recover, and it will be Remington ball. Remington quarterback number 5, Hunter Hill, passing. It is intercepted by El Saline, Luis Antonio Acero, and he is off running with it and takes it all the way back. El Saline with the ball as Justin Schmutz takes it up the middle and brought down by Remington. And then we see the Victoria cheerleaders, St. John Tigers with the ball as they pass a long pass, and it is caught by number 9, Dean Wade, for the Tiger touchdown. Tigers with the ball as number 32, Ethan Long, rolls away with it and takes it into the end zone. Victoria with the ball as Sam Otley launches it. This would be a 68-yard pass, and it is caught by Noah Dreiling, still on his feet, and he runs it in for some points for the Knights. St. John Tigers handing it off as Ethan Long, still on his feet, drags the Knights defense until he's finally brought down. St. John again giving it to Ethan Long as he gets away and gets the touchdown. Now for a 2-point conversion, it's a pass play, it's off, and it is good. Victoria 28, St. John 40. Now we have the TMP Monarchs coming out on the field. The Tigers with the ball as number 4, Caleb Carson, takes it in for some points. TMP handing off to number 24, Luke Grohl, and he is brought down by the sidelines. Tigers number 4, Caleb Carson, running downfield, dodging defenders, back and forth. He is finally swarmed by the Monarchs. What a great run. Tigers again, not much gain as he is almost immediately brought down. Tigers number 7, Ryan Blake, gets it off, and was it good? Only the score can tell. And now we'll go to lacrosse as quarterback number 5, Jack Garcia, takes the snap, hands it off. Lacrosse again as Garcia hands it off to number 22, Levi Morris, as the Cardinal defense tried to get him by his jersey. Cardinals with the ball now, handing off to number 12, Chance DeMall, as he breaks free and is finally brought down. Cardinals passing. It is caught by number 20, Jeffrey Kaiser, and he's finally brought down right before us. Cardinals passing again, straight to Jeffrey Kaiser again, and good for a Cardinal touchdown. Leopards with the ball, passing number 2, Kip Keeley, who takes it downfield until he is finally brought down by the Cardinals. Leopards with this play, a long pass that is caught by number 31, William Story. And now we're going to Otis Bison, who has the ball as quarterback Cole Urban hands it off to number 2, Dylan Wisman. Again, Otis Bison handing it off to Wisman, again up the middle, almost tripped up, and finally brought down by Oiler number 5, Bryce Steyer. 4th and goal, Otis Bison going for it, Wisman running up the middle, no touchdown. It will now be the Oilers' ball. Oilers quarterback Bryce Steyer taking the snap, faking the handoff, runs it himself down the sideline, dodging an Otis Bison defender, and is finally brought down. Oilers again, fumble on the play, almost recovered, knocked away, and finally recovered by Otis Bison. Smoky Hills Public Television Scoreboard Show and the KCAC have teamed up together for the Game of the Week. This game's Game of the Week is St. Mary University at Friends University, which kicks off at 7 p.m. on Saturday. You can watch it live online at scoreboardshow.tv. Now here are some of the scores from around the area from tonight's action.
Presentation of Scoreboard Show at Smoky Hills Public Television is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant
from Rural Telephone and Nextech, providing the region with telephone, internet, cable television, and wireless phone solutions. Rural Telephone and Nextech proudly support public broadcasting and all ventures dedicated to improving Kansas communities.
Dove Chevrolet, Buick, Cadillac, providing sales, service, and genuine GM parts to the Golden Belt since 1957. Located at 4217 West 10th, right next to Brahms in Great Bend. Come see us.
That is week 2, and if you missed anything from this week's show or last week's show, you can watch it again at our website, scoreboardshow.tv. And remember to follow us on Twitter to find out what is going on with the Scoreboard Show each week. Until next week, remember to put on your game face, make up a sign, or just do anything to get the attentions of our cameras, and we just might see you on the Scoreboard Show. For myself, producer Michael Quaid, and everyone at Smoky Hills Public Television, have a good night.